Hi everyone, this is Gary from Biohackers Lab, and don't worry, I'm not trying to hide away from anything, but I've just finished my brain training, and yeah, I've got major cap hair, so it's just easier if I put this on, otherwise I might scare you. But I just finished my first brain training session with the Brain Box gear from Dr. Freddie Starr. I also got to have feedback from yesterday's brain mapping, what's called the QEEG. So what I found out as I was on the live call with Dr. Starr was that I have I'll still be learning this, but I think I had low voltage across my brain compared to the average person. But I don't have any sort of issues, so it could just be an incidental finding, or Dr. Starr says he has actually seen people with high brain performance have that brain map before. That was a nice compliment. And the other thing that he told me was that I do have a coherence issue, it appears, between the two hemispheres of my brain. So between the two, because your brain is in two, if you don't know. So you've got one side and another side, and there's a little bit at the back. But yeah, the communication between the two isn't optimal, so it could be improved. So in my case, the type of training that he has gone for is to improve performance, so do peak performance brain training, versus trying to rectify an existing condition. So I guess, in that case, if you already had like post-traumatic stress disorder or some other mental health issue that they had to get over first, like ADHD or something else. So yeah, I'm going for peak performance training is what I'll be doing over the month of March. And so Sean, my brain technician, or what as he's called, a brain tuner, he was tuning my brain with two ways today, which is what I found. So you do brain training with your eyes open first, where you're watching a movie and you're listening to it. So in this case, I was watching like Red Bull athletes and people doing cool stuff on surfboards. And what happens is, as I'm watching it, the cap is feeding back to the machine. And when my brain isn't in the right place, then the screen turns off. And so I can't hear anything, I can't see anything, and then it comes back in again, and then it turns off and comes back in again. And as my brain is actually in the more optimal place, then I can keep watching the video. So I did that for half an hour, and that was interesting to think. There were points where, yeah, I'd be watching along, and then, and the thing is, when you do it, you can't do anything in your head. It's not like you can concentrate and try bring it back, like Xavier from X-Men or something. But yeah, it's a mind state. And so that was interesting. And that was called the salient mode. I'm learning the technology, also the terminology that comes with the neurofeedback. So salient mode is when your eyes are open. And then I did a brain training session, eyes closed. And in this case, I had to do meditation. And this is called default mode, network mode, or something like that. Got to get my words right. But in this case, I had to do meditation with chimes. Now, I have not really practiced meditation ever before, and I will share the link in the video to a really cool Vimeo, really short, like 2 minutes, just explaining what meditation is. And it's probably one of the best explanations of meditation I've ever come across. And so that's what Sean, my brain tuner, gave me to just watch first to understand what I had to do for this task, for the brain training. And what I learned from that was cool, because there were times I felt I probably did like sort of nod off, like sleep a bit, and then I come back because you have to have your eyes closed and you're just focusing on your breath. And I asked him if that's an issue, like have people fallen asleep during brain training sessions, and he was telling me how as you get better at meditation, you don't actually fall asleep. You'll stay awake with your meditation. So when you're falling asleep a lot with your meditation, it's actually your brain trying to cope, and it can't handle the stress of a way with the meditation. So that's going to be interesting, learning how to use brain power meditation as I go through this. And I felt uber relaxed, of course, after doing that. That was the last training session. and I will have my next brain training session on Monday. So I believe it's the same thing again. We're going to have to do the salient mode where eyes open, I have to watch that movie or different movie. There's no set movie. You get a choice of movies and see if the video comes in and out with the sound. And then I have to do the meditation one. But I think I'm going to also maybe see about just practicing 5 minutes a day of that meditation after watching that video. It's so simple. So I'll link to that again in the video below, in the description below for anyone that wants to do it. But that's my quick update. I'll share more as I find out more. This is Gary from Biohackers Lab.